can see pictures of me back in the day.
Oh,
You like?
My uncle was a hairdresser,
oh, Jesus.
so he would do my hair every 3 weeks.
Good. Good evening. Oops, I put the mic.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Virginia Harger, Chair of the Shelton Planning and Zoning Commission. Today is Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, and the regular meeting of the commission being conducted in Shelton City Hall and via Zoom is hereby called to order at 6:02 p.m. This meeting is also being carried live on YouTube. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Oh.
I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. I'll start off with the roll call of the commission. Please verbally indicate you are present when your name is called. Commissioner Kelly,
Present.
Commissioner Cristiano,
Present.
Commissioner Amato,
Here.
Commissioner Tiki. Did I hear some?
Yeah.
Jimmy's here.
Okay, he said it. Alternate Commissioner Apple.
Here.
Alternate Commissioner McGee.
Gotta up your
Here.
volume.
Thank you. Myself, Commissioner Harger, Ms. Castro, our Assistant Administrator.
Present.
Mr. DeGangi, our Professional Engineer.
Present.
Ava Martino, our Land Use Assistant.
Present.
Nina Sansini, our Recording Secretary. And Stephanie Charbonneau, our Stenographer.
Present.
Thank you. For the record, Commissioner Parkins is not available for this evening's meeting. Alternate Commissioner Apple, you being seated for Commissioner Parkins. Please confirm that you understand.
I do.
Thank you. A couple of points before continuing with this evening's agenda. Ms. Castro will act as the Zoom meeting host, while commissioners will be able to make comments throughout the meeting. I ask that you please identify yourself and wait to be recognized before speaking to make sure we are not all speaking over each other and to make sure our recording secretary is clear as to who is speaking. I'd first like to welcome our new recording secretary, Nina Sansini. We are pleased to have you join us and we look forward to working with you, Nina.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And then I also want to congratulate Commissioners Cristiano, Apple, and Tiki on their election as regular members of the commission, and to alternate Commissioners McGee and Bertola on their election as alternate members of the commission back on November 4th. The swearing-in ceremony will be held at the Senior Center on Tuesday, November 18th. I believe it's at 7 o'clock.
6:30.
6:30. And our next meeting will be, after that, will be on December 10th, when we will begin the meeting with election of officers. Have the notices gone out for the mayor's office for the swearing in?
Yes,
think
I received mine today in the mail.
Usually the people that are on the ballot definitely will. It's the others that don't necessarily. Okay, so first item on the agenda is the applications for certificate of zoning compliance, and the zoning subcommittee last week to review all sign applications. And the first is 2548 Hampton Inn, 695 Shelton Avenue sign. Commissioner Amato, what's the recommendation of the subcommittee?
We recommended approval. They're really not changing size or location. It's just some of the font and coloring, I think. They're
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Commissioner Amato? Any comments about this particular sign? Steph, any comments? No, okay. All right, Ava, Ms. Martino is the person that sits in and coordinates the meeting. All right, so how does the commission want to proceed with this application?
To approve the sign.
You making a motion to approve sign
Absolutely.
2548. That was made by Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Cristiano. And on the motion to approve, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
I'm
Commissioner Apple,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0. The next sign is number 2549, the Shelton Grove, 1002 Bridgeport Avenue. Commissioner Motto, what's the recommendation of the subcommittee?
We recommended approval. I don't know if everybody remembers, this is the former Residence Inn that is now going to be apartments.
Right.
So we thought it looked a little classier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Commissioner Motto? Any comments from the staff? Okay. How does the commission wish to proceed on this one?
Move the sign be approved.
Okay, there's a motion to approve, sign 2549,
Second.
Shelton Grove from Commissioner Kelly, Apple,
Second.
and there's a second from Commissioner Cristiano. So on the motion to approve, Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Apple,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0. Hey, the third one is number 2550 Glaze Grind, 781 River Road, for a sign. Seems to be a new coffee shop where previous ones had been located. So Commissioner Motto, what's the recommendation of the subcommittee?
I think we suggested that the medallion come off the building on the top, that round circular thing. And if they wanted to have something to that effect on the door, that would be okay. So I don't know if Ava, you were able to talk to them about that?
Yeah, they did remove it last Thursday, so it's gone, as of right now.
Up in the peak, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. I didn't find it offensive. So,
That was kind of big.
yeah,
Just
did the other peak have anything?
No.
No,
It's just a
okay,
window in that area.
all right.
They were okay with that?
Yeah, they're gonna, probably put a window decal like we discussed.
Okay.
But they wanted to keep the regular sign the way it was.
All right, fine.
Above the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Any questions for Commissioner Amato from the commission? Any questions for Ms. Martino? Nope. How does the commission wish to proceed with this application?
Make a recommendation to approve.
Okay, that's a motion to approve from Commissioner Cristiano. Is there a second?
Aye.
There's a second from Commissioner Apple. So on the motion to approve, Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Apple,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion is passed to approve by a vote of 6-0. Fourth sign, number 2551, Ink and Blink Studio, 549 Howe Avenue, for a sign. Seems this is only a decal on the door.
Yep, correct.
So Commissioner Motto, what is the recommendation of the subcommittee?
We had no issue with the sign.
Okay,
Recommend approval.
all right. Any comments from the staff? No. Any commissioners have any questions? All right, how does the commission wish to proceed with this?
Make a recommendation for approval.
Okay, this motion to approve, 2551 from Commissioner Cristiano. Is there a
Second.
second? Second from Commissioner Kelly. So on the motion to approve, Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Apple,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion is passed to approve by a vote of 6-0. And the last one is Littletown LLC, 13 to 27 Huntington Street, for a sign. This is in the building along the back where Sassafras is anchors one end. Commissioner Motto, what's the recommendation of the subcommittee?
We had no objection to this sign. It's typical of the ones in that area and size appropriate.
Okay, besides this one, that's Martino, this one is been already put up. Is that the same case with all the other ones that we see tonight?
So, Ink and Blink Studio, and then the Glaze Grind already have the signs up. The other two didn't.
Did those particular applications have any reason why they went ahead before
The-
approval?
The Ink Blink Studio, she didn't realize for the decal that she needed one, so I
Mhm.
explained it to her and then she applied.
Mhm.
And then the glaze and grind, it was kind of just like a piece of cardboard, so he didn't think he needed it either. It was just kind of, as people were driving by.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sure
and
he
then-
wanted to point out the business
Yeah.
open.
And then Littletown, she was, from my understanding, kind of aware that she needed one.
She very well should have been because she has a business right across the drive.
Correct. So, and I did kind of go back and forth with her a little bit for a month to try to get the sign permit in. So that was a problem with that one,
So this applicant needed a little nudging.
a little bit.
Okay. It's disheartening when for people that decide to do it their way.
Yeah.
And not according to regulation. So, does any commissioner have any comments, questions, or concerns? No. How does the commission want to proceed with this application?
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve from Commissioner Opel. Is there a second?
A second.
Commissioner Cristiano spoke up, Commissioner
Oh.
Amato.
That's fine.
Yeah, there's a delay in
Yeah.
so on the motion to approve application 2552, roll call, Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and Commissioner Opel.
Aye.
Chair, and the chair votes aye. Motion has passed by a vote of 6-0. I happened to go to the grand opening, ribbon cutting for Little Town. It was a very busy little scene going on there. It's like being in preschool. So it was, the kids were having a fabulous time. They had a lot of sensory things that they could do. They were all over, sitting at little tables and chairs, doing stuff. It was really cute. It's it was fascinating watching them. And energy is definitely wasted on the young. So, well, God bless those moms. Well, all right, we will move on to new business application 2522, Dominic Thomas for Alka LLC of 493 Bridgeport Avenue, Assessors Map 62, Lot 42, for a major modification to PDD number 84 to amend the Statement of Uses and Standards by removing retail and office as a permitted use and adding residential as a permitted use. Is there a motion to accept for review and for a public hearing to be scheduled?
I ask staff if the application is complete.
Mhm.
The application is not complete based on our current procedure at this time. Current procedure is to review with WPCA. Initially, this is part, there's A and B of this PDD. It was approved for a gas station some time ago. I want to say
Mhm.
back in 2016. There was a work session revolving around this particular application. The applicant was told that they would have to go to WPCA first to verify that the residential would be, that there would be capacity and connection for it. The applicant's attorney debated, stating that they needed to come to P&Z prior. Just on a quick overview by Dominic DeGangi of PE, there is some complications with how it would be connected, and we don't feel that the commission has the facts and the necessary information to be able to make a judgment on this one.
Mhm.
The application was ultimately delivered
Mhm.
to our office, which had to be accepted by our office, but it is not complete by our standards.
Okay.
So we should not accept it.
No, we have no way to not accept it. That when an application is either goes through the portal or is dropped off physically,
Mhm.
paper documents, it has to be accepted. And after that, the commission.
But we don't have to set a public hearing until it's complete. Is that correct?
It is an incomplete application.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was my
that's the
question.
approach.
Do we have to set a public hearing or can we not set the public hearing until we have a completed application?
Mhm.
I don't have the legal answer behind
Mm. The Attorney Titoso is working in his office tonight. He said he would be available for any calls if we need him. So, yeah, why don't we table this for now? And then, we'll go on to, the next agenda item. And, then we could take a short recess to have that discussed. All right, so we're gonna, move on to the continuation of the public hearing for application 2511, Hurley Complex. This application was discussed at our October 8th meeting. It was tabled due to concerns in the city engineer's report. Mr. Balsas, our city engineer, submitted a memo via email to Ms. Castro last Friday afternoon, indicating that the applicant still has not submitted a significant amount of information to address the city engineer's concerns. And the applicant submitted a request just today for an extension to make the required revisions. This has happened before with this particular applicant, and I think he's received enough time to line up all of his material.
It's happened a couple
has-
of times.
Oh, yeah. Has
Yeah.
he indicated
He's
to
not-
staff at all what the problem is, that he's not ready?
We tabled this during our last meeting. We
Hmm.
had him over a month to meet with the city engineer and address those concerns that they had. That had not been done until, I believe, Thursday,
Mhm.
stating that he was gonna come back with me the next day to submit the remaining information. He did not do that. I think staff has made, from all departments, extreme efforts to try to assist him and get this moving.
Mhm.
At this time, we've exceeded even the extension timeline, so we can't extend it further.
Right. All right, well, I will entertain a motion to deny without prejudice. If anyone
I'll second
so wants
that.
to make that?
Based on the, based on the, based on this commission extending the,
Continuing discussion?
Yeah. extending the applicant's request for extensions. I'll make a motion to deny the application without prejudice at this time.
All right, so Commissioner Cristiano has made the actual motion to deny without prejudice. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
And Commissioner Kelly will second. So on the motion to deny application 2511 without prejudice, I will do a roll call. Commissioner Opple,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Just explain that to me. Does that mean he has to reapply and pay for it again, or what does it?
he could.
What's the difference between granting an extension and
I'll
denying?
ask Ms. Castro to comment.
So the applicant has 65 days that they can work with when asking for extensions. They've now exceeded that. So we have an obligation to deny this application. What was the second part?
Without prejudice. I think.
Yeah, but.
Paying for it,
Please.
we already transferred over the initial payment from the application submitted last year that he didn't have enough information for. That fee was transferred to this application and we've used it on all our legal notices. I wouldn't recommend allowing the transfer of fees on this application.
He would have to make a request anyway, separately. So
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. All right, so Commissioner Motto, I was calling you for your vote.
It's
Um,
an
Motion to deny, are you aye or a nay?
aye.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cristiano,
All right,
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
All right.
and it's your vote's aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0. So it's 6:21, and I'm going to call for recess to allow Ms. Castro to get in touch with Attorney Teodoso and get an answer to the question that Commissioner Apple presented.
Okay, we are back.
All right, today is the November 12th meeting, and it is now 6:25, and we are reconvened from our recess. We are going to move into the public portion. If there's anyone in the auditorium that would like to address the commission on any topic not on the agenda, please come forward and sign your name. It doesn't seem that there is anyone here that is willing to do so. So if there's anyone from the public who is participating remotely and would like to comment on some item that's not on the agenda, please use Zoom's raise your hand feature or dial *9 on the phone. And that includes elected officials.
No one.
No one, okay. All right. And if there's anyone from the public or an elected official who is participating via phone and would like to comment, please dial *9 to be recognized.
No one.
No one. Okay, then we will move on to other business. And the first item is a request for 2 bond releases for 1055 Bridgeport Avenue, which is the site of Avante Apartments and the former location of Lankake's Floral. Ms. Castro, what's the staff's recommendation?
Staff's recommendation was to release the bonds.
Okay, what type of work do they have to do? Soil and erosion?
This included the entire site of the project. We typically wait for a full growing season, which is completed,
Oh, okay.
and the performance sidewalks pavement.
Mhm.
So from the zoning side and the engineering side, they were both recommended for approval.
And the same thing for the performance bond?
Yes,
Do
Okay.
they ever see a vote? Are they open?
they are waiting for their CO.
Thank you.
Okay, and Commissioner Cristiano, did you have a question?
No, I was just gonna make a motion to approve the release of the bonds. There's a letter from the engineer and the zoning enforcement officer, but the recommendation was to release.
All right, so no other question for Ms. Castro. Mr. DeGangi, did you have anything you wanted to weigh in on? Okay. All right, so Commissioner Cristiano, you're making a motion
I'll second it.
to approve the release of the 2 bonds, and there's a second from Commissioner Opel. On a roll call vote, Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
All right,
Commissioner Opel.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0. Next are comments from the chair and subcommittee chair. I have nothing to report at this time. And Commissioner Amato, do you have anything from the zoning?
No, I don't.
Okay, so next we're going to go into staff comments. Ms. Castro, you have anything in particular?
I do not, but we are joined by our land use assistant.
Yeah, I'm going to identify Mr. Martino in a sec. Mr. DeGangi, did you have anything? Okay, all right, so I'd like to acknowledge Ms. Martino, our land use assistant. She's present to present the report as indicated on the agenda on sign violation enforcement. So, Ms. Martino, you have the floor.
I do.
Will
In
it
case
be
you
a-
want to follow along.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Will it be a test at the end?
No, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Step on a PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Just pulling it up for everybody.
Mhm.
okay. Okay, so we have the sign violations and the enforcement update. So on the first page, from notice to compliance, so on a day-to-day task, me and Ron, the zoning enforcement officer, have been gathering signs and observed that many businesses in the town have excessive amounts of window coverage. We initially conducted in-person visits, specifically for the violations. Unfortunately, we have faced some resistance, but we developed a strategic plan, which includes sending the certified letters first to the property owners rather than the individual businesses. And then requesting that they inform their tenants of any potential sign violations, and that they rectify the violations prior to any enforcement from the ZEO.
Mhm.
And then we later ended up returning to the businesses to inspect and make sure that everything was the way it should be.
What kind of pushback were you getting?
Basically that they've had these signs here for a while, which from my understanding they have. So they were just wondering why kind of out of the blue, were they getting told to take the signs down?
Mhm. And what about the landlords versus the tenant?
The property owners understood. It was just kind of the business owners that were giving a little pushback on how they were gonna get their businesses out there and like how, customers would find them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's understandable, but if they have a customer base, so it's the new customers.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of times in the past, we have had people come before us and say, oh, I didn't know that the landlord said it was okay, but I don't see any landlords here having a seat at the table, so that doesn't really fly. Huh? Yep, okay. All right, so why don't you continue on?
And then on the next slide, I have an example of the letter that we sent to the property owners, just explaining certain violations that the businesses may have, some timelines, and then what we would do to enforce it if they didn't do anything within that timeline.
Mhm. I think that was a very good idea that you specified we're in the zoning regulations, what sections it applied. Mhm.
And then on the next slide, I have a list of the property owners that I sent the letter out to.
Mhm.
There was about 40 letters that we sent out to each of the businesses.
Mm. Was there any one particular complex that was major?
Not really, it was kind of scattered.
It was, okay.
But I noticed a lot, there were, just, it depended on the business, mostly the liquor stores.
Mm. Okay.
And then on the next slide, I have kind of before and after pictures.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so there was a significant change. The first picture with the wine aquarium, they kind of gave us a little bit of, pushback. So I had to go back twice to kind of get him to take majority of the signs out. And then How Liquor Mart, he was a little bit more understanding. He didn't really have a lot of signage. It was mostly around his door, where customers walk in.
Mm.
But he understood, he took it down, probably I want to say 3 days after we went to go visit him.
Mhm. Okay.
And then there's a couple more before and afters. The Sunnyside Liquor Store, she, right where the signs were, she has a cash register there.
Mm.
So she kind of wanted to keep some signage up so that she could cover the cash register so no one was looking in.
Mhm.
So we advised her to do just a plain color, so she just chose white.
Mhm.
And then the massage place next door, she kind of wants the customers to know that no one will be looking in the windows, regardless of she has like curtains, but she just wanted to indicate that no one would be able to look in. So she chose to have the silver color. I'm not sure why that color's up. And then the Town Nails and Spa, they kind of gave us a little bit of a pushback, but I got them to reduce down on the signage at the bottom. They still have the top portion. I wish that they would kind of remove that a little bit, but at least it's something, it's better than what they had before.
Mhm. It's definitely very important that if a retailer changes hands, new tenant comes in,
Yes.
that is nipped in the bud.
And then one of the biggest ones on the next slide was the Huntington package store. They had it from the top to the bottom of the window, every single window covered. So we went by and I want to say like a week later, we came back and she had every single sign out besides her seasonal signs that we allowed her to have, which are on the door.
Mhm.
But she got rid of most of them.
Oh, good.
And then on the right hand side, Angela Spa, I wish I had a before photo, but we worked with her for months prior to this, because she had like pictures of like massage, like the massages and the pedicures, manicures. So now she leaves her window open, and then when she is doing a massage or she's doing a waxing, she'll pull down a curtain and it's just a white current.
Yeah, this is the storefront immediately to the right of Plaza Diner. It was
Correct.
formerly occupied by an accountant. And I remember when that particular tenant sign application came in, that was one of the things that she was, at the time, we gave her a little bit of a pass because she was waiting for the shade
Yes.
to come in.
Yeah.
So, okay. Work in progress.
So the next slide is the work in progress. We're actively assisting businesses in achieving compliance. I've spoken to all three of these businesses so far. So the JD Wines is currently acquiring a solid window covering for the top part because he says that there's a lot of like sun glare in that area.
Mhm.
And then for TJ's Wine, he plans on getting a solid covering as well to maintain the neatness of the shadow box. So in that image where you see the $14.99, it's just a plain shadow box. There isn't a window there or anything. But we advise him to put something that looks a little bit better in there and it doesn't look as, to make it look neat and clean.
Mhm.
And then Blue Lotus is considering a smaller sign or a solid color. So I noticed for the nails salons, they like to have the coverage that has, it's kind of like a shade so that you can't see inside, but you could see outside.
Mhm.
So she wanted to do something like that.
Mhm.
And then next week, I plan on going to each of these businesses just to follow up, take some pictures.
Great.
And then on the next slide, I wanted to give credit to people who are in compliance and are following the regulations. I found that there were a lot of businesses that are following them, but I just wanted to kind of give them a shout out that they are following the regulations and keeping the town looking clean and neat.
I think, yeah, I think they are to be commended. That's for sure. It looks much more professional. For
I
sure.
agree.
All right. Anybody on the commission have any questions or comments so far?
Chairwoman, can I ask a question?
Medicaid patients.
Commissioner McGee?
So this is awesome work. Great job, first of all. Second of all, Chairwoman, I think you know a question I'm going to ask. When you visited the smoke shops in town, how were they in terms of already being in compliance, or were they acceptable to becoming compliant, or what was that experience like?
Payments have been increased.
Surprisingly, most of them were already in compliance because we talked to them prior to this. Because majority of them needed signs beforehand. But I didn't get any pushback from the smoke shops. It was mostly the liquor stores because they're competing with so many that now they just think that they need the signage.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that are in the back of the plazas. They definitely feel like they need more signage. But yeah, the smoke shops were they were okay.
Mhm.
Not too much pushback.
Yeah, less is more.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
Okay, continue on.
So I have the non-permitted signs on the next slide. So in my recent inspections, there were 4 signs that I noticed that were new businesses, which we had on the agenda today, which was the Glaze Grind, Little Town, the Blush Book Lounge, and then the Ink and Blink Studio. So far, I was successful in engaging with 3 of the businesses. They took prompt action. They also, they did it within that week that I asked them to apply. And then the 4th one is applying for the upcoming meeting that we have next month. The challenges that we're facing, like Chairwoman said earlier, was that business owners that have multiple establishments that are already aware of the signage procedure are not applying. So I'm trying to keep an eye out for the new businesses that are coming about and kind of keep an eye on that.
What, how many do you think fall in that category?
So far, I've only found the 4, but
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye out for the newer businesses that are opening up.
I would keep an eye on Facebook because social
Yeah.
media is a great
Yes.
way of finding out people are advertising that they're opening.
I just say Retail One, I don't think has ever come to us. Retail One on Constitution.
What page is that?
That's not on there.
Oh,
No, I know. We've talked about it before, but they have a big sign on their building and they have a sign out in the road that's kind of falling down.
We actually spoke with our CEO last week about just having public concern with it.
What, retail one doesn't ring a bell with me. Where-
Retail 101 on Constitution Boulevard.
Oh, yeah. It's right-
Oh, that one, the
right
big
off, yeah.
warehouse at the bottom of the
At a
hill.
diner, right.
He came to us
For the
to,
business.
for the business,
Mhm.
and I'm sure we brought it to,
Correct.
said it's
Commissioner
something to
Mono brought
him.
it up some time ago, and we went immediately, so this is.
Yeah. Give us
Ongoing.
gray hairs. Okay. All right, and
So the next slide is the next steps. So this month I'm distributing, follow-up letters to businesses that are not, in compliance yet. And then I'm gathering some updated photos, and monitoring their progress. And then in the next 3 months, I want to check back with each business just to ensure that, they remain compliant and that they don't put any signage back up that they're not supposed to. And then, in 6 months, I want to regularly monitor, each business while keeping an eye out on the new establishments. Like I said before, I feel like they put signage up not knowing that they need permits or anything like that. Additionally, if any new businesses do, display any signage without prior approval, I'll visit them and request them, to apply for a permit, and then take out any unauthorized signage.
If they're not in compliance, what are our repercussions? Do we have any teeth in that?
At the moment, just to follow up with them and send them the letters,
So basically, it's a slap in the hand.
mhm.
basically. But I'll be like a thorn in their side.
No, I just.
I'll keep
just want-
following up.
Oh, you remember me?
Yeah, just to keep bugging.
Okay. Yeah, the professional.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then, some regulation dilemmas that I've noticed, since doing the sign applications, in my interactions with the applications, with the applicants and the business owners. The most frequent pushback I've received is with descriptive text and window advertisement. They often ask me where in the regulations does it say that I can't do this. I believe it's essential to establish a comprehensive regulation that addresses this matter in detail. So you'll see an example of Kumon. I had to go
Mhm.
kind of back and forth with the signage. Because they wanted to cover one, the whole window, and two, the descriptive text.
Well, doesn't the regulation that you only allow a certain percentage of window coverage?
Yeah.
20%.
So what they choose to put up there could be words when other people show, you know, a lady getting her nails done and somebody else has a liquor bottle, but it's still window coverage.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So did they understand that?
Now they do, yeah. And then another issue that I ran into, which is not as frequent, but I've received the question, is illumination or digital signs, specifically where the regulations, you know, in that in
Mhm.
section 44.47, it kind of doesn't give a neat description. So in this example that I gave here, on the bottom where it says the sports center, there's a digital sign there.
Mm-hmm.
So the regulations kind of lack a standard regarding brightness, hours of illumination, or driver restriction. Because again, it's kind of distracting to drivers. That's kind of the biggest point that I'm trying to make with these sign applications.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently exploring drafting clearer language for this section to better guide both applicants and enforcement staff.
The driver distraction is definitely something that other commissioners have brought up
Yes.
over the years. So that's very, very valid concern. Have you been able to go back to historically in this?
This was put up in like 1982.
Yeah.
So it
Because
was,
of, right, yeah, there would
Yeah.
be minutes in the vault.
yeah, it was a while ago.
See if there's any specific comments about that at that time.
I think the businesses would like to have drivers distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that people drive these days, it's
They're
a real
distracted
cause,
enough.
cause for concern. So, and we understand, everybody wants to have their business noticed. So
Yes,
We gotta
yeah.
be careful. So, all right, and I was gonna say, Miss Martina, if there is something having to do with your first paragraph on that slide you'd like to pursue, you know, go ahead. That's always something where it would be proposal of the Shelton Planning and Zoning Commission to whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, so the regulation clarification, descriptive text and window displays. So the purpose to ensure that the primary sign, just kind of gives the business name. It's not any advertising of specific products or services or anything like that. Reduce visual clutter and kind of like a cohesive, safe community character. And then kind of the definitions, the descriptive text, any wording, imagery, or graphics on windows, doors, walls, anything like that. With advertisement products, services, prices, brands, or anything that's in the public right away. And then window displays, anything with like the graphics for merchandise, and text display from outside of the building that functions as an advertisement or sign. And then the standards, primary wall or freestanding business signs shall be limited to the business name and or logo. So kind of moving away from the descriptive text. And then the references to specific products, brands, anything like that. And then the descriptive text or advertising context may display only within the window area and shall not exceed 25%, like you said before. And then the temporary signage be placed in the window and removed 30 days after the installation. Animated, flashing or scrolling content visible from outside of the building shall not be prohibited. And then paint, vinyl, anything like that from the exterior shall be subject to the same permits and design standards of all signs. Any interior posters or banners intended for exterior view, not clearly visible from outside shall not be regulated as signage. Enforcement, the zoning enforcement officer shall determine whether the signage or displays constitute descriptive text or advertising content under these regulations and require compliance as necessary. Clarification, the distinction between business identification and advertisement context provides measurable enforcement standards and provides kind of a dispute. Currently, applicants often argue that the product name or professional wording is part of their sign. So I've heard like if they have anything with, liquor stores specifically, they like to have the advertisement with their business sign. By clearly separating business name signage from descriptive text or window advertisement, the regulation ensures consistent application, easier compliance checks, and prevents the community character.
Has any of this been shared with Attorney Diodoso for legal review?
No, I wanted to go with the sign subcommittee and kind of discuss it first and then go to him after that.
Okay.
And then the clarification for the illuminated signs, the purpose to regulate illuminated signage in a manner that balances business visibility with public safety, neighborhood concerns, character, and the driver attention, like I said before. The proposed standards, flashing, scrolling, or intermediate lighting or of any kind, including digital displays, shall be prohibited except for the gas station signs for the pricing. Signs shall automatically dim between 10 p.m. and sunrise or when the business is closed, whichever occurs first. Sign visibility from a residential district shall use warm white lighting and include any shading or anything like that to minimize glare. And then enforcement, comply with the illumination standards shall be confirmed during sign applications, any review or anything like that, and then further inspection at any time after that.
I think a lot of this helps with the enforcement side. I mean, we do get a lot of pushback, and the commission's been pretty adamant about how they want the signs to be displayed and what's wanted and what's not wanted, and people are looking for specific language and regulation that they're claiming is up to interpretation. So this allows staff to strongly enforce what the commission wants.
Yeah, you can't have something that's subjective
Yeah,
based
'cause
on.
right now it's kind of a gray area.
Yeah.
And trying to go with,
Question.
Mhm. Okay.
So-
Commissioner Opple?
The second line on your proposed standard says sign shall automatically dim between 10 PM and sunrise or when the business is closed, whichever happens first. Let's take a restaurant that is open till 2 in the morning. You're saying their sign has to dim, but are you taking like one light bulb out of 50, or you want a 50% dim or a 30% dim? What's your definition of dimming?
That would have to be up for discussion. I mean, we're just drafting some.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm saying that that's one of the points, like,
Mm.
you know, I mean, you've got a ton of places that are open well past 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Whatever their business is. And how do we tell them it has to go from level 100% to a level of something? So I think the commission, the subcommittee first needs to kind of look at what a regulation would be that you can go to somebody and say, well, you have to go to 50%.
Between a more commercial area versus a residential area, and this came up more with the recent sign application. There was a question on whether they were gonna turn their lights off. We've never really discussed that before. So to ask them to, we had no standard.
Right.
50% off.
Actually,
What's the distance from the residential?
what would come to my mind would be a chain such as a McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think that they do that.
No. No. Recall driving
No,
by.
almost every eating establishment in town, it's open past 10 o'clock.
Sure.
Except for the
I'm
breakfast
just
lunch
saying
guys.
Chains
Right.
are, you know.
Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, so what's going on Sunday night? Is everything,
I don't know if their lights are on a timer or not.
yeah,
I haven't
so-
been down there.
no.
Yeah, but McDonald's isn't.
No, McDonald's open 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
It just goes to show that once you think you got everything locked
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
it's gonna be,
That would just be
Yeah,
something
what
I think
if?
you
Yeah.
concentrate on and try to
Yeah.
provide a little more definition so that you're not fighting with these people about, well, it is dimmer, but
Yep.
it's not dimmer enough.
Yeah,
So the plan here is to have the subcommittee look at this at a
yes.
future date. Okay.
Yeah. Get-
That's it. I think that's a very valid comment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, imprecise there, maybe.
Okay, and you wanna,
Yep, and then the last slide, just a little fun fact. This month, Ron, the CEO, and I have collected 184 ground signs around town. We're really committed to keeping everything, clean and tidy around town, so. And then I took a picture of it for you guys. We're very proud of that.
I don't know if we ever shared this story, but when Ron first started, he was going around, he's big on lawn signs. He would go collect them all from there within the SPZC right away.
Yeah.
And someone put an air tag on a sign because their signs kept going missing and they chased him around town.
Really?
There's also a contractor that is threatening him for picking up his sign. So
Yes.
this has become quite dangerous.
Yes.
but are these, the owners of the lawn signs contacted and told you can have them back, but they better not be put back?
He makes
Yeah,
a
he
strong
does.
point of calling, as he picks them up, he calls and he says, I'll hold that. And that's why he holds
Mhm.
on to them as long as he does, otherwise he go to the dump.
Yeah, he holds on to them for a good month and then he does call them though.
I checked, there's no blood in his life.
No.
I know, I was just-
Hope we don't touch it.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah,
Thank
thank
Ms.
you.
Martino.
Thank
So
you.
does anybody have any further comments, questions, or concerns for Ms. Martino? Nope, very good. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so, I'm gonna ask Attorney Teodoso, we're gonna back up to new business application 2522, PDD number 84, Dominic Thomas for Alka LLC, 493 Bridgeport Avenue, Assessors Map 62, Lot 44. They're asking for a major modification to PDD 84 to amend the statement of uses and standards by removing retail and office as a permitted use and adding residential as a permitted use. So the action on the agenda was to accept and set a public hearing. And Commissioner Opple had a question as to, is it necessary for us to set a public hearing? Because one of the commissioners asked staff, was this a complete application? And it seems it is not. So I think the commission is, of course, willing to accept it because that's state law that we have to. But Are we required to set a public hearing at the time? Or do we have the ability, the right to say that we're not setting a public hearing until it is a complete application?
Well, I just want to say that we've altered our process to require an applicant to go to WPCA. We required that process to other applicants. Other applicants have followed that process. So we implemented it. And it's in process. Our new process
protocol.
new protocol is in process. And it's working.
But it's an incomplete application. So we have to accept it under the rules,
Or do we?
or do we?
Well, I think I had this discussion with the applicant's attorney beforehand, but
Is your mic on?
It was.
There you go.
you have two things here. You have a time frame that starts when the application comes in. You're not necessarily bound to set a public hearing immediately, but you've got to set a public hearing within the time frame and get it finished in time. Or you've got to reject the application. You can reject the application as incomplete if you choose to. Or you can reject the application right now. I had said at one of the last meetings that you have, one of the criticisms here is you don't have a regulation in place. You do have a regulation in place. You have your PDD requirements, and PDD requirements at one time were interpreted one way and have now been interpreted another way. So as far as whether or not there's a complete application, there is where you determine that. What you do about it is also your prerogative. You could start the application if you want, but like I said, you've got a time frame in there that you've got to work with before you reject something, or before you vote something. You don't want to get into a situation where your back is up against the wall and you have a project that you want to approve and you haven't had a public hearing, or you don't want to get into a situation where you have an application and you want to reject it and you haven't had a public hearing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, implicit in accepting it is your acknowledgement that the other issues still has to be resolved, but whether or not there's enough time to do it.
So if we reject it as of now, the clock doesn't start ticking, am I correct?
No, you say it's incomplete, it's not, and this is what, I believe Alexandria was saying to the applicant, you're not complete.
And the determination and definition to make sure that we haven't stated this without any backup is the fact that they have to submit paperwork, and there is a checklist as to all the kinds of things that they have to submit. And as long as staff is using that as the guide as to whether or not it's complete, we should be okay.
And the backup to that is the provision in the PDD regulation that says that that's required.
Mm-hmm.
What that is interpreted as has changed over time. You had it at one time, you're doing it one way, you're entitled to do it another way. Just let everybody know.
Mm-hmm. Right. So when you're saying things have changed, it's the commission saying you go to WPCA first, is which was years ago.
Right, and you didn't change anything when you switched it to the current process.
Mhm.
You didn't rewrite a statute, you
No.
didn't rewrite an ordinance.
Mm-hmm.
And to be clear, we didn't change existing applications. We implemented change for new applications coming in.
Right, and that's what you have to do. You can't change in midstream on somebody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we have the ability to reject this application as incomplete.
If you want to.
And let them start over, and then the clock starts over.
Mhm.
We have the ability to accept the application, but not set a public hearing, still knowing that there's a clock running.
Right.
Or we can accept it, set a public hearing, and still have the same clock. So we have three options.
Right, the clock, if you accept, the clock starts running.
Right, exactly.
What you do between those 2 points is your prerogative. You've got a protocol that you've got to fit within there.
So my recommendation is we're asked, the new process is to ask WPCA, correct me if I'm wrong, for a preliminary approval.
Review,
Review,
approval, however they see fit,
right,
but they make that determination.
right. And it's complicated. Could be a short review, it could be a long review. We have no idea. That's not our area of expertise. That's why we asked them to tell us what it is. If it was always a short review, we wouldn't have to do this process, but we have no idea how long that review is going to take. Based on that, make a motion to deny the application.
I second that.
Okay, is there any further questions for Attorney Teodosi? I want to make sure that anyone has any questions, and especially for the commissioners that are participating remotely, if you have any questions. Before we move on the motion, is everybody clear? So
Yeah, I don't have any questions. I just think we should then be consistent going forward to make sure we treat other applications. You know, if it was incomplete, we would take the same action.
And is there, it's in our best interest to specifically state on the record the reason why it is incomplete. So we would need guidance from staff as to what specific items, portion of this would be considered to be incomplete, so that it's on the record to protect us, basically, that we're not just doing this subjectively.
Well, being that the application was submitted Thursday afternoon, there hasn't been proper time to review it, but the main question that we're asking is there any review or comments from WPCA? I reached out to WPCA, added those emails to the record. There's been no correspondence with WPCA on whether there's connection or capacity. It was.
So they haven't submitted those plans to
Right.
them.
No.
Right, so that's the
There's the
the
reason
flaw.
right there.
Yeah, right.
All right, so Commissioner Cristiano, would you the one that made the original motion
Yes.
to deny? This is flat, plain deny, or motion to not accept or reject. How what's Attorney Tito? So what's the best way of stating it?
Not accept the application as incomplete.
Okay,
Make a motion to not accept the application 2522 as it is incomplete.
mhm.
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay, is there any further discussion or comments, questions, or concerns from the commissioners? Okay, so the motion was made by Commissioner Cristiano and seconded by Commissioner Kelly. I will do a roll call. Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Opel,
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion to not accept the application 2552 has passed by a vote of 6-0. Okay, thank you, Attorney Teodoso. So we'll go back to where we were in the agenda, and the next item under other business is the 2026 meeting dates. Have all the commissioners review that? That was sent out with the agenda, wasn't it?
Yes, and I did pass them out as well.
Okay, so we are just moving one particular meeting a week because of Veterans Day.
A month.
No, the November one is being postponed
Oh.
for a week because of Veterans Day.
Right.
But yeah, right
Well,
now,
it's in 2026.
2026, yeah. So, like we have done for the last half of this year, I believe, we have only a regular meeting, second Wednesday of the month. And special meetings will be scheduled on an as-needed basis.
Right.
Okay? So, anybody have any questions about the meeting schedule?
You'll see on the back page, just for your scheduling purposes as commission, to add any additional dates in, these would be the dates scheduled for special meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
the target dates.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, if there isn't any further comments, questions, or concerns or discussion, is there a motion to approve the 2026 meeting date?
So move.
Okay, there's a motion from Commissioner Apple. Is there a second?
Second,
Commissioner Cristiano. So on a roll call, Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Apple,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0. Okay, final agenda item are approving minutes. Does anyone have any comments or changes for the October 8th minutes? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the October 8th minutes as submitted?
Make a motion to approve the October 8th, 2025 minutes as submitted.
Okay, is there a second?
A second.
Hey, Commissioner Motto is seconding. So on the motion to approve the October 8th minutes as submitted, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Any abstentions? Let the record show that the vote was 6-0 with no commissioners voting nay and no commissioners abstaining. And does anyone have any comments or changes for the October 22nd minutes?
I don't see any issues with the October 22nd. minutes
Any
either.
other commissioners here or remotely? Okay, is there a motion on the October 22nd minutes?
So move.
And you're saying motion to
Accept.
Approve.
approve? Okay, as submitted?
As submitted.
Okay, so there's a motion to approve the October 22nd minutes as submitted from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
Second,
Second from Commissioner Cristiano. So on the motion to approve, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The record show that the vote was 6-0 with no commissioners voting nay and no commissioners abstaining. So we, at the beginning of the meeting, I did acknowledge about the results of the election, and I mentioned about the swearing in ceremony. Everyone is invited to attend. And, but I also want to acknowledge, even though she's not here, that Commissioner Parkin's service on the commission is now over. And officially the night of the swearing in. And I just want to thank her in absentia, I guess, for her many years of service to the city. She was a very knowledgeable and active commissioner. She did a very good job when she was chair. I had hoped that I would fill her shoes after I became chair. So, but she had a very good head on her shoulders. She could see the applications for what they were, and Shelton was very lucky that a person of her caliber was a commissioner on the Planning and Zoning Commission. All right, and seeing that there's no other items left on the agenda, I'll declare the meeting is adjourned as of 7:09 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.